Hi, welcome. I am staying with friends, and that's why things might look a little different if you've ever watched us before on the Mentor Project. This is Marilyn Price. I am surrounded by so many things that are important to my friends. So, what I have decided for us to do today is to talk about friends. And I brought along not one, but two awesome books about friends and a few puppet characters, and let's see, things for you to make, things for you to listen to. Let's see, what else have I brought? Oh yeah, I brought a lot of really great feelings about how important friends are to us. So I think we should just leap right in by introducing you to three friends that are in the first book for today. And I thought maybe I'm going to do a little bit of the reading later on, but for now, I'll puppet. And these three friends are a pig, mhm, and a rooster, and a mouse. But didn't have a mouse puppet, so I thought I would easy peasy show you how to make a puppet. For those of you who still get this stuff called mail, snail mail, maybe get a card. That's awfully nice. This is a nice, easy mouse to have around the house. We all know we don't like the other kind, but or maybe you do. However, we do like this kind of mouse. So you would take an envelope like that, open it up. This will become its tail. If you saw a mouse scurrying across the kitchen floor, it would not look like my mouse. But this is enough of the idea for it. So I've done is I'm just rolling it up like that. And what you will discover is that your mouse has a tail and a sharp face. And of course, your handy dandy, ever present, not to be ignored, tape. So I'm going to take a piece of tape and tape it. So here's a tail. Could be longer, of course, but I have a short-tailed mouse. And then, of course, I brought markers. Exciting part about these markers is they're brand new. And I like new markers. I like old markers too, but new markers I can always trust when I open. They will work for us with our story. So I'm going to give, there should be a Mr. Mouse or Mrs. Mouse. I haven't figured it out yet, but we will. I'm going to give it two little eyes near the nose of the mouse. And there they are. See? And then I'm also going to cover up his nose like that. And mice have kind of whiskers too, so we're going to give him kind of whiskers. See? There. How'd that look? Mousy? Maybe not real mousy, but he gets a bit general idea, right? It's going to scurry along. Now, the first book, Friends. In the first book, Friends, the mouse and the rooster. Cock-a-doodle-doo. Share that? Cock-a-doodle-doo. Don't have to open your mouth really wide here. Cock-a-doodle-doo. And a pig are friends. Why do I love this story, you may say to yourself? Because they are unlikely friends. A mouse and a pig and a rooster. But they're the best friends ever. They do everything together. So if you have markers and some time and these awesome puppets, which are, I should tell you, from a company called S&S Worldwide Trading. And they come in a big package. So if you're in the mood and can, I would love if you got some of these. They're nice and soft. They take markers well. Matter of fact, let me show you what happens. Let's pretend our pig is doing pig things. What do pigs do? They sometimes, now they're very smart animals. I want to give them due diligence here. That means all fair credit. But sometimes they roll around a little bit in the mud. So I'm going to give Mr. Pig a little bit of mud to roll around in. Let's see. Yeah. Pig-like. Look at how happy he is. Pig. And I think that's enough. So because we don't want to miss any of the details of our story. This story was written by Helme. Let me Helme, Heine. Wonderful. Written and illustrated, because he was an artist as well. His characters are so beautiful. And if you see them, they're riding a bike all together. They love to do things all together. So I'm going to read you a letter he wrote to his friends in the back in 1982 when this book was published. So it's almost 40 years old, this book, and I think it lives well. And this is the kind of guy he was. I love this first line, so I'm going to read it. I love my friends, and I look after them well. In Africa, for example, where I lived, says our author, for 12 years, I had a wild pig that stayed with me in my house. Whenever I went to town, I put a collar with its name and address on my pet just in case it got lost. As soon as the collar was on, the pig jumped into the front seat of my car and urged me to go. I also had chickens in my backyard, said our author here. Each one had a name. None of them ended up in my pot, because friends with names you simply cannot eat. They thanked me by sharing their eggs with me. I was not at all fond of the mice in my house until one day I found a baby mouse caught in a glass jar. Of course, I saved its life. It overwhelmed me with its charm and changed my attitude forever. We lived together happily ever after. For the time being, says our author, my best friend is a sheep that likes to go fishing with me in New Zealand, where I spend long, sunny winters. So, as is often the case, an author, and in this case illustrator, put together these three friends. A pig named Percy, a mouse named Johnny, and a rooster named Charlie. They did everything together. So I am going to try to tell you the story as I would tell it, and how I hope you will tell it. And it goes like this, adapted from a book by Helme, Heine. Once there were three friends, a rooster, a pig, and a mouse. They did everything together. They went on long walks, they went swimming together, they went on bike rides together. They loved each other very, very much. Now, one day, they went on an adventure and they went into the woods and they had an awesome time. And then they went on a boat and the boat had a leak, but Percy the pig sat on the leak. And so they were able to sail along. At the end of their adventure, they were very proud of themselves and decided that night they would stay together all through the night. The first place they went to was to the chicken coop. But the chicken coop was not big enough for Percy the pig. And then they went to the pigsty, and a rooster refused to sleep in the pigsty. Then they all tried to snuggle down into the mouse hole, but they couldn't fit. And so they thought that perchance they should go to their own homes, and so they did. The rooster went back to the coop, and the mouse went into his hole, and the pig went to the sty where he comfortably slept all night through. But that night, all of those friends who loved each other so much, they dreamed about each other. And so the next morning, when they got up, they were off to their next great adventure. A mouse, a rooster, and a pig named Percy. And so they played and dreamed happily ever after. And I like to think that they still are. Friends are very important. So I said two stories. This one I really love. And I will admit, I found it in my house in between. It's a little book. I don't believe there's such thing as a little book. There may be a slim volume book. So, and it's all about being invited to tea. So I asked my friend Gail if I could borrow one of her beautiful teacups And she lent it to me because friends do that, right? They lend you things even if they're valuable, especially if they're valuable. Actually, that makes it a better gift. So this book, as you can probably see or not, was written by Beatrice Schein de Regniers. Beautiful book, lovely illustrations. It's about a little boy who gets invited to tea. So, because it's a party, I also have to say in my book, my stories today are dedicated to friends. I want you to think about your friends as well. Who do you have out there that's a friend that you'd like to spend the day with? Even a friend in a story, because those, I think, sometimes are our best friends of all. So I'm dedicating this show not just to my friends that I'm staying with, Larry and Gail, but also to my friend whose birthday it is today. So happy birthday, Dorothy. I'm hoping this day is awesome. Do you know anyone that has a birthday? Oh, I hope so. When I got to my room last night at my friend's house, sitting on the lampshade was a new friend for me. Now, I believe, we don't know its name, so we named it this morning. Well, I think its name is maybe Leona. It's a fearsome lion, aren't you? Pretty fierce, huh? I think he has a part in our book for today, too. Does that make you happy? Wow, cool. You are going to go down here while I introduce everyone to our story. Before we start, though, I want you to think of someone you would like to sit next to and listen to a story with. Okay? Got that in your head? Or maybe someone you would tell a story to. Or maybe someone you would bring along, just like our friend in the story today. Okay, got that in your head? Good. I'm going to do something I don't hardly ever do. Not just tell the story, but this story is written in poem. So I'm going to do a couple of things. I'm going to introduce you to the book. It's getting kind of old, my book, so I have to take good care of it. And this wonderful author dedicated the book to her friends as well. So, friends, that word, by the way, came from 12th century. We've been saying the word friend in a variety of languages for a very long time, and I hope to continue to do that. So the story is about a little boy. I do not believe that we have a name for him yet. And I'm going to use a couple of characters, and every once in a while, I'm going to show you some pictures. If you are listening to the story, you can watch it later on our YouTube from the Mentor Project. So let me see, who would like to help me tell the story? Oh, my friend. Awesome. Here's my friend. Okay. You can make a back puppet too. It's a spoon. Look familiar? It's me. They could be my friend. I think sometimes our best friends should be ourselves too. And here we go. I'd like to introduce the little boy to you first. The king and queen invited me to come to their house on Sunday for tea. There he is. I told the queen, and the queen told the king I had a friend I wanted to bring. The king told the queen, my dear, any friend of our friend is welcome here. So I brought my friend. What? A giraffe? The king said, hello. He said, how do you do? And the queen said, well, fancy meeting you. My friend sat down right next to me. Then everyone had a cup of tea. Excuse me, just a sip. Tasty. The king and the queen said, we are having stew on Monday for dinner, and we want you to come. I told the queen, and the queen told the king, I had a friend I wanted to bring. And the king told the queen, my dear, any friend of our friend is welcome here. And so I brought my friend. What? He brought a hippo. Up all those stairs. My friend sat down next to the king, and when dinner was over, there wasn't a thing left to eat. The king and the Queen sent me a card. Please come for lunch on Tuesday. Please try hard to come. So I sent a card. Dear Queen and King, I have a friend I want to bring. The King and the Queen sent me a letter. They said, the more friends you bring, the better. So I brought more friends. Look at all those monkeys going to the court. The King said, hello. The Queen gave me a kiss and said, what monkey business is this? They hung from the roof, they sat on the floor, they ate and they ate. There wasn't any more to eat. The King and the Queen sent a man with a horn to ask me to come on Wednesday morning for breakfast. I told the man to tell the King I had a friend I'd like to bring. The King told the man, please tell my friend that his friend is welcome here. So I brought my friend. Oh, my goodness. Can you imagine bringing an elephant to court? Whoa. The King said, hello. And the Queen said with a frown, I don't know where your friend can sit down. So he sat on my friend. Please, said the King, and please, said the Queen, come on Thursday for Halloween. And we want you to know, said the King and the Queen, you can bring any friends you would like to bring. So I came, and I brought my friends. Hello. Oh, this is perfect for my newest friend, Leona. You ready to meet Leona? Are you ready, Leona? This is your premiere performance. Okay, here we go. Can you roar? Hello, said the Queen and the Queen. Now, who can this be? Oh, brilliant. Then the lions roared, and they knew I was me, said the little boy. The Queen said to me, do come on Friday. Yes, said the King, it is apple pie day. I said to the Queen, will you tell the King I have a friend I want to bring? And the Queen told the King, who said, my dear, any friend of our friend is welcome here. So I brought my friend. Oh. The King said, hello. The Queen said, wee, let's hear you play. Oh, say, can you see? And so the seal on his horn played. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Brilliant, brilliant. My friend played a song called Long Live Apple Pie. And then the King played a while, and so did I. The King and the Queen invited me to come on Saturday for tea. No, no. My friends want you instead to come and visit them. And that is why the King and the Queen and I and all my friends were seen on Saturday at 2:30 having tea at the city zoo. And that is the end of that story. So here is your homework for today. Think about a friend. Think about a friend you would like to have to tea. Maybe it's a new friend. Maybe it's a friend that you haven't seen for a while. And if you cannot find such a friend, make a puppet. Tell a story. Those stories will bring you new kinds of friends. Because a friend that is a book can often be a great friend to spend time with, like any of ours. So again, I wish a happy birthday to my friend Dorothy. Thank you so much for inviting me into your home, to my friends Larry and Gail, and especially to all my other friends out there, like you, and you, and you, and you, and you. And of course to the Mentor Project, who helps bring these programs to you, and my dear friends, the Kaufman Family Foundation, Try Branding Inc., and of course, Aiden and Chippy and Tina, who helped this show get on the air. We are now a podcast. You can follow us. And you can look us up on YouTube. This is Marilyn Price, who is so excited to be your friend for a very long time. So, invite a friend to tea and say, of course you may bring a friend. That's